Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Reads with Joel. I'm Joel, and for the first time ever in our history, we have a guest.
And the first guest.
Rambunctious individual.
Say like the first lady.
The first lady of Sunday Reads. Lisa. No, tell them your full name, please.
Oh, hi. I'm Lisa Kanyomozi.
And what do you do?
I'm a multifaceted individual. I'm an author. I'm a business owner. I run a charity organization. I'm a student. I'm also the hottest babe in Kampala.
Why are you speaking like that?
I'm the hottest babe in Kampala.
Okay.
This is my talking voice.
All right. Okay.
It's not my everyday voice.
All right. Yeah, no, it's not your everyday voice. So, today we're going to talk about Lisa as an author. But I wanted to read something from her website.
Yeah,
just so that you guys
website.
know the kind of person that we're dealing with.
Website.
Yeah, so she
I have a website.
I'm going to promote the website.
Okay.
Right? Kanyomozi Rabwoni. Now, it's Rabwoni, not Rabwoni.
Yeah.
I've been told several times.
Yeah.
It's Rabwoni. What does that mean?
A teacher.
Teacher?
Yeah.
You're
So that's why my gift is in communication.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now we're going to talk about a book, On the Job. But let me just read something for you guys. On the Job is a conglomeration of a young woman's experiences and questions about being. Determined to be indelible and taken seriously, Lisa Kanyomozi Rabwoni honors her birthday with a friend and best friend, with a re-examination of her years and an adamant questioning of the future rolled out for Ugandan women. So are Ugandan men also allowed to?
Yes. I've known a couple who their eyes have been opened.
They're what?
Their eyes have been opened.
I thought you said something else. She sits down with a psychologist, a feminist academic, her feminist mentor, and her best friend to help her do it. It's transparent, vulnerable, and most importantly, it's honest. One of many steps to her dream of creating spaces for anyone whom Uganda is still not safe for.
Hey.
All right.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
No, you can get the book at Mahiri Books, although I tried to get a copy of the book, Lisa, 3 times.
They're sold out.
Yeah, so when can we get
They'll
a copy
be
of
ready
those?
by June.
June of?
Actually, May 2022.
Is there going to be an event or?
Yes, we're hosting our book launch August 7th at the Coterie Book Cafe.
At the what?
The Coterie.
I'm going to
That
pretend I know where that is.
It's in Bandali Rise.
Bandali Rise. All right, where enjoyment always happen. Okay, so why did you write this book?
Ideally, as it says, it was my birthday gift to myself. But then as we started to unpack the different sections that we wanted to put into the book, we saw, this is actually content that maybe people would be interested in reading, which clearly they have. And it was just a great way for me to, one, share the knowledge that I had accumulated as an individual, but also a learning experience as I went on to the journey. Yeah. So I learned basically on the job.
All right, Lisa, I met you last year, I think. Right?
Well, like on our 3rd year anniversary.
No, I think I met you last year.
And 3rd year.
Now,
3rd year.
Okay, 3rd year. But this is the thing. I met you at a friend's birthday party.
Yeah.
It was a barbecue do. We were, talking, having a good time. And then she told me to ask you when you were born. Right?
That's
And I refused to believe it. So can you tell the people what year you were born?
What should I tell
No,
them?
just
even give me
tell them.
money.
No, just tell them what year were you born? 1990 or what?
I was born in 2000.
In the year 2000. In the year 2000, friends.
2000. 2000. Like, but at the start, so I feel like I was still alive in 1999.
All right. You already have your own website. You're a published author. You have a television show. In fact, you had, I think, 2 television shows. You had the radio show, but there was, the TV aspect of that. So then you have your TV show.
Yes.
So what the heck are you going to be doing when you're 30? Haven't you finished everything?
Raising my child, Zuba.
Zuba?
Zuba.
Okay, so on Twitter, I keep saying you keep talking about Zuba's dad. Who is Zuba's dad?
You.
Guys, please, it's not me. Let's take it easy. But no, seriously. So, do you feel like you've done a lot? I feel like...
Yes, I feel... But at the same time, I keep saying I feel like I'm in my prime as an individual. So, the need to do everything and anything is important right now so that I can rest. I don't like working. I really don't like... I'm a madam, essentially.
You're a madam?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be worked for and taken care of.
So you're putting everything at the front,
Yes.
then you're going to be taken care of.
Yes.
But don't you think you've established that you're the kind of individual who
That's
doesn't?
that's a problem. But
So
yeah.
you talk about wanting to be
Yeah.
taken care of, but you want to be independent.
Yes, but you see, I don't know how to explain this. Ask me a question.
No, I'm trying to get into the book because
Yeah.
the book is on the job, and I think you're breaking down the things that motivate you, and you're trying to push barriers, and it's about being. So I find it a bit interesting that sometimes you will say that you want to be taken care of, like you want to remove this mantle of action, but isn't action and doing things, and
It's a part of
isn't that a
self.
part of who you are?
I think that's where we get into the aspect of like you have callings, and whether you want to show up or not, you still have to execute what you were put into the world for. Also, one thing that's very important to me is not to have a passive existence. It's very important that not that you remember me, but like as I live, there are things that I have done and I've achieved, and I have no regrets whatsoever. So that's the point of me doing everything and anything. But I think midway that I realized working a lot is tough. It's tiring. So yeah. So then I want to be taken care of, but it's not right now. And I don't think I'll ever be in a place where I fully handle control to someone else. That's just it's not within me.
Okay. So since you wrote the book, what's been the most surprising reaction that you've received?
Oh my god. People are actually asking me for autographs. Like actually asking for autographs. Like there's people who have probably bought the book from my Hiri where I have not been able to sign or autograph their copies or personalize it, and people will call me and say, hi, where can I meet you to get an autograph of your book? Or hi, I'm sending this to a friend, they would really like an autographed copy of your book. And one of my best friends said, can you imagine in this 2021, which was last year, someone is looking for an autographed copy of your book? So it's a bit surreal. Like, you want a signature from me? Oh, wow, fantastic.
Do you ever feel like I don't know if the right phrase is imposter syndrome, or do you ever feel like there's a lot that's expected of you now that you're this pioneering woman who's doing it all?
Imposter syndrome, not so much, because I think that's something that I worked through before I got to where we were. I had it in excess at a point in time, but I think when I reached a place where I was like, it's okay to fail.
Okay.
It's okay not to be fantastic at everything. It's fine. That's when it's like dumbed down, if that makes any sense. When it comes to expectations, yes, I do feel like there are a lot of expectations. Like recently, I like my Twitter space to be chaotic, but I think recently I've had to come to the understanding that there's a lot of eyeballs there, and I have to probably be more corporate in that space. So
Be more corporate. That's interesting. So do you think
I'm
there's that?
easing into it. Don't say anything.
No, I'm just trying to understand because, well, when I think about Twitter, there's the call to be yourself and put your ideas out there. But you're also going to get immediate feedback, and you're going to, if you're associated with a corporate brand like you are, what's that line where you can say things that are Lisa's opinion, but probably might not be the opinion of the station or where you work?
I don't think I'm even allowed to have an opinion on Twitter unless it's factual.
You're not allowed to have an opinion
on Twitter unless it's factual.
But you're always joking about different things, so
that's jokes and games. But if it's anything serious, anything news or information based, I must have fact check. Like it's literally in my contract and stuff. Yeah.
So do you feel like a commodity to some extent because you're a public figure, you're out there? So do you feel like you've lost something, or you?
Yes, I am. I do feel definitely that I have lost like parts of being free. I've lost my freedom because I know this is your brand, this is how you show up. Even if you're tired at 2 a.m., if someone walks up to you and wants to have a conversation, you are having a conversation. You're smiling through it and you're having the best time in your life. And if they're boring the life out of you. So yeah, it comes with the job, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Okay. So you're probably one of the most out there feminists, right? And to me, I think in the last 10 years, feminism has gone from being this specter, this scary thing that a lot of guys didn't understand, and there was this radical response to it. Now I think more or less it's becoming more mainstream. That's what I think. So could you describe just what you think the state of what is it like to be a young African woman online?
As a feminist.
Yeah, as a feminist.
Um,
Do you find that you
I
can
think-
speak about what you want, or do you still hold yourself back? Do you think there's still a dangerous space there?
I think I crossed the place where I had the fear of saying what I'm saying, but right now it's at a place where I am tired. Does that make any sense? Does that make sense? Tired of just speaking, and that's why I moved into the work, and I said, okay, this is my talent, so this is how I'm going to use it. I'm going to use communication with a YouTube channel, the book, everyday conversations with other people, the foundation and stuff like that, because there's so many people who just want to argue for the sake of arguing, and I got over it. There's people who still want to work through it, and it's important for the beginning of your feminist journey, but there's a point where you're like, you know what,
All right, I mean, that's interesting. I think
Yeah.
we have friends in common. I like to call them the pioneers of at least Ugandan Twitter feminism, in that I think they created a space where
Yes.
you couldn't just say anything anymore. Like, you'll be grabbed, you'll be put in line, and it created, I think, a conversation that it's almost like a tree was planted, and now under that shade, a lot of us can now move in.
Yes.
So, but then they also got to a place where they also got tired,
Yeah.
which is what you're describing.
yeah.
So do you think it's just an endless cycle of different voices keep coming up, like they hold the baton, speak about it, and then move on to other things? Or do you think that that cycle at some point will break, and what you're saying is that in everyday life you have to, be about it and not just talk about it?
So I think the latter, because most importantly, your feminism has to be personal, because the person is political. You will be able to share your views and yell it out, but at a point in time, you have to make sure that even what you're saying is what you internalize as a person, and how you show up in the work that you get to do. Sorry. How you show up in the work that you get to do for your different communities. So it's not like they get tired and move on to other things. It's they get tired and move their energy into different ways of organizing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think I accept that. As a man, for instance, there was a long conversation about whether men could be feminists.
You're not.
Or whether we could be allies, or, so if there are young gentlemen, for instance, who are listening to this or who want to get this book, could you maybe say something about the message that you want them to take out of it, or what ways in which they should be more aware and understand the perspective that you're bringing to the table? Because I think, the work, like you mentioned, is, inspiring a lot of people who have been marginalized, but there are, I think, guys also who want to be able to support.
Yeah.
So what message would you have for?
So I think writing was inspired by the importance of documentation and lived experiences. You learn so much from different people's, how different people have lived lives and learned through their experiences, right? So as young heterosexual men that might choose to purchase this book, I would want you to have an open mind, and that's one thing that we have in one of the interviews, an open mind to actually seeing what is being shared in the book. A lot of people, when they hear feminism, when they hear sexual violence, when they hear choosing yourself, when they hear the ideals of friendship, they have closed-in built ideas of how things should run or how things should work. But I need you to have an open mind to actually see that your realities are completely different, and then how can I work on bettering the realities of women and girls and non-binary individuals. Yeah.
Okay. And so when we have questions, because for me, one of the things that was a little scary at some point is when I had a question and I didn't know where to get the answer from. They said, do the reading. But when I go online, there are many different things to read from. So do you think, it's a matter of finding someone who you have a personal connection with and asking, hey, can you tell me about this lived experience? Is it not something that I should broadcast just online because, I don't know, maybe it seems that I'm not putting in enough effort? Is it better for me to have a conversation with my sisters, with my mom, with my aunties, like talk to people around me, and that way I can learn? Or do I also have to do like the academic reading? I have to, if I'm to do that, are we starting with your book and then we're
It's a good place to start.
Yeah, I'm a promo king.
I should give you money.
You're not giving me money. Okay.
No. Yes, feminism is a politic. So it's not come and sit and kumbaya and just have a conversation. It definitely needs for you to take the work and do academic reading and do research and actually learn about it in detail as you would any other politics, right? However, yes, to be able to understand and sit in that context in real life, you will have to have the conversations. There are oppositions, the people who are open and willing to have these conversations. People, I want to open up conversations with Kanyomozi, the Instagram page, and be able to do lives every single week, so we can answer those questions that you probably have in regards to that. But the feminist community is quite large, so there's always someone who's willing to have a conversation as long as you want to learn. I think what we got tired of, and where a lot of our failure to respond properly, quote unquote properly, is because there's a lot of people who don't want to learn. They just want to argue, they just want to fight it out. And honestly, when you're dealing with the traumas of 10,000 people, you don't want to be now explaining to someone who's, but you see, but no. Have you come to learn, or you've come to have a debate? Yeah.
What about the boy child?
What about the boy child, man? I feel tired just thinking about that question.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So so you've talked about you're going to be opening up conversations.
Yes.
You've got the book.
Yes.
Launch coming in May. You said May
August,
what?
August 7th.
August 7th.
Yes, because the book launched August 8th, 2021.
Okay.
So August 7th is a Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday. It's going to be a big event. All right.
Because if you're not wearing Obonire, then I don't see why you should come.
Now Obonire. Now I also want to have some
I give you a ring.
things. Yeah. Maybe you can give me a ring.
Yeah.
What? So
I'll
online
ask.
we just go and make an order and.
And it will be delivered to you.
Do you have
Next day delivery.
like a top selling product? I know the.
Or the mustard minis and maxis.
The
are
minis and
best.
maxis?
Yeah.
Can I? Are there some in my size?
The head wrap.
I cannot get the head wrap. Okay. And my legs are also quite gorgeous.
Is it city? Whatever you want. For you, anything.
All right. Sunday Reads, we're always talking about books and what they mean to us. We've talked about your work. Could you maybe talk about some books that you're either reading currently, or ones that just stay with you, and maybe you can encourage people to pick them up?
Okay. Oh God, why did you plan?
No, you can
I
take your
have
time.
7,000. All right, so the first one would definitely be The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I like love, and I like finding yourself.
You like
and
love?
you. I love love. I love love. Anyway, can't wait to find it.
Have you been in love before?
No, I'm too young to be in love. I need to cut my age, guys.
That's not what you were saying to me. Okay, let's continue.
I'm in love with you, though.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, because there was a really good fiction but also experience story of a woman who refused to fit the bondage of you marry once and you suffer and whatever. She explored love in different forms, in different times, and with different people. Even when she was hurt, she still went out there and looked for love, which I loved. And it's such a great story. It's a great build-up. It's Hollywood based. It's fantastic. Number 2, All About Love, Bell Hooks. Bell Hooks is my favorite feminist author, but again, because I'm very, very committed to the politic of love and learning how to love and choosing love every single day. So just understanding where your toxic traits are, where your trauma builds from, where you're accepting and compromising on things that are not healthy for you and for the way you should be loved, is a very important thing that I learned from that book in particular. And I'm currently reading Atomic Habits by Jim Carrey. I don't read male authors a lot. Is it? I don't even know if his name is Jim Carrey. Is it Jim Carrey?
Jim's clear. Jim
That
Carrey
one.
is a very different person.
I know he's an actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you see what happens to someone when they have to? Jim Carrey is an actor. All right.
But also, I don't listen to men. Anyway, guys.
Except
so
me.
yeah, you're my favorite.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're the one. So anyway, just because I want to change the way that I do things and the way that my mindset is positioned and conditioned. So I'm really enjoying the breaking down of habits as opposed to making drastic life changes. So yeah, that's a good.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
I think I'm going.
Have you read any of the 3?
No, I'm looking to get that Bell Hooks book because I'm reading her book on masculinity, which for me the revelation was just how difficult it is for women to wrestle with the fact that they love people who are very dangerous
Yes.
to them, and it gave me a new perspective in terms of there are certain things I thought were essential about men, that we are aggressive or we are violent. And what she's saying is that no, those are also socialized things. You don't just have to say that's your essential nature. So I think it opened up to me the fact that feminism is for all of us.
Yeah.
I think there was a natural bias within me, just like you'd say, you look at male authors and say, what is that guy going to say to me? I just think, oh, female authors are only talking to women. But now there's something there for me to also learn and go from.
Yeah, God women have a lot more sense.
They will.
I
mean, I have not met every woman.
Beat your head.
All right. Final message for anyone watching this?
Don't have a final.
I mean, the most important thing is how you feel very comfortable with yourself. You've come to a place where you're very centered. So maybe you can tell us how you got to that place, what work you have to do to get there. And encourage us to be able to do it.
It sounds so cliche, but literally, what is in the book, I learned everything on the job. It's okay to fail. It's okay to experience things. The most important thing I think I have chosen in this life is to not is to not have any single regrets when it comes to anything, when it comes to business, when it comes to life, when it comes to friendship, when it comes to anything I want to experience as an individual. I must not have on any regrets, and that means going into it unprepared, but also giving all of myself whenever I choose to do something. So you can take that with you.
All right, you heard from you heard from the queen herself, Lisa.
No, I'm not a queen. I'm a babe.
The babe.
Mm.
Old man saying babe. You can please make sure you get her book. It's on the job, like she's perfectly articulated. I'm also getting a copy, and I think whenever we see you out, you can sign the book for us, right?
Yeah, and I can take pictures. Oh, that's also the craziest thing. People actually want to take selfies with me.
Take selfies with you.
Can you imagine? Can I
but,
take a picture?
Yeah, no, it's just like when you go and see the Eiffel Tower you want.
And honestly,
and
it's stunning piece to behold. Bye, guys. Mwah.